Welcome back to today's episode of YYC Business Speaks. Today we are here with Steph Colangeli, and we are going to be talking about an exciting organization. Hi, Steph.
Hi.
How are we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited. So tell me about what you do.
So I run a nonprofit organization. At this point, it's a global organization, but our headquarters is in Calgary. And the organization is called Pinup Girl. And it is, like I said, it's a nonprofit, and it is dedicated to empowering women and people globally so that everyone feels safe. So sort of what that looks like is if someone's wearing this pin that you see, this one, it means that you could go to her for assistance or support if you felt unsafe or if you needed help.
Right. Okay, interesting. And how long have you been doing this for?
So we started in 2017. So it's been a few years now.
Okay. What got you into this?
I was taking a course where we sort of designed a program that would benefit our community. And for me, I think the biggest benefit that I could make, the biggest contribution I could make is making sure that other women in the world feel safe. I know there's a lot of times that I myself haven't felt safe. I have a daughter, I have a mother, I have a sister, I have friends, and I want them to feel safe too. I hear this conversation all the time of women who have been harassed or followed or don't feel comfortable. And it's just become totally unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. I can't believe we tolerate this sort of standard of living when I think we can do better.
Right. Okay, so the organization
is there?
Okay, so I get that your organization is helping women, right? But is there like a target client in terms of like who's the best donor that contributes to your organization?
Yeah, I find right now it's sort of a 50-50 split of men and women. I know that a lot of women contribute to it because they're like, yes, we need this. This is amazing. How can we keep this going?
Yeah.
And then we actually get so many donations and contributions from men as well, who are in the place of, I can't wear this pin because I'm not a woman, but I support it. And I want my wife to feel safe, and I want my kids to feel safe, and my mom to feel safe. Right. So I would say it's a good 50-50 split of men and women who support us and keep us going every year.
Right. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. What's the biggest impact that the pandemic has had on your organization?
I think one of the biggest impacts was, we know social services and crisis counseling and protection services, they've all closed down. So places that women used to go to get support are no longer available. There's not as many pinup girls out there in the world. We still have like our frontline workers. We still have our essential workers. We still have bus drivers and nurses and people out there working and experiencing an unsafe public environment. And with the stay-at-home orders, there's so fewer pinup girls out there on the streets, right? Yeah. And then you partner that with a loss of jobs, a reduction in income, social isolation. And we know that all of those are contributing factors to increased domestic violence and increased public assaults and abuse and harassment. So it's sort of a perfect storm to make a really unsafe environment for women. So our biggest challenge is, how do we reach out to those women who are living in unsafe environments or who are out on the streets and there's no one there. There's no one there to speak up for them or offer them help or walk them to their car if they don't feel safe or comfortable.
Right. So is that something that you guys have come up with some solutions around, or is that still something that's in the works?
Yeah, I think that what we saw was we needed to really expand who we are. We think of ourselves as an organization that's about making public spaces safe. So I think for us, how that looks is, how can we make everyone feel safe everywhere, no matter where they are? So it was sort of a broadening of who we are and what that could look like. And I think that's been a great opportunity for us in terms of rebooting, reestablishing ourselves, and then really looking at, where do we want to make a difference and what else can we do? Where else can we support women?
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like an awesome initiative.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, what are one or two actions that you've taken then along the way in the past year that have made a difference?
I think one of the biggest changes or adaptations that we've made is for myself is I used to run this almost solely by myself out of my home.
Wow.
And I have reached out. We've now gone from like a one person operation to a many people operation. We have a strategical planning board. We have volunteers. We're expanding all the time. So I think reaching out to other people, getting contribution, involving the community, involving people I see as leaders who I know can make this organization great, reaching out to them and encouraging them and saying, hey, let's work together. This doesn't have to be just me. And I think that's been a huge, huge change and really great thing for our organization. And then, like I said, I think taking the time during this lockdown to really evaluate who we are and really look at like what we're doing in the world, where we are. Right now, we're global. We are in almost every single country in the world, which is
Wow.
amazing. It's amazing, but it's now how to expand those numbers, really rethinking what we're up to. What's the best way of distributing worldwide instead of having sort of a bottleneck out of our headquarters. So I think it's been great for us in the sense of revamping, revisiting who we are and what we're up to.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's so cool that it's worldwide, like pretty much every country. That's crazy.
It is. It's amazing, right? I'm sometimes taken back by it. I'm like, it's incredible. It's really become something. It's really taken on a life of its own. And that really just, I think, speaks to the women who want to make a difference. I think inherently we as women want to help each other. We want to make a difference. I don't think you see a woman in distress, and I don't think any woman turns her back to that and ignores it. I think that's just who we are. We want to help. We want to make a difference. And I think this has really ignited that in women. And it's so simple. It's so simple. And yet there's something about wearing that pin that makes it accessible and gives people permission to ask for help and really allows women to step into their greatness, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what's so far in this conversation most inspiring for me is like you started this as a one-woman show. And it's like, man, if you don't ever think that you could make a difference as one person, like the impact that you can have, the difference that you can make if you really go after it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thanks, Julia.
Yeah. Okay, it's been said that smart people learn from their own mistakes, but wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what's one or two mistakes you've made along the way that other people can learn from?
I think one of the biggest mistakes I've made is thinking I could do this on my own. For a long time, I was, like we said, doing this on my own. And I think that was a huge mistake, not enrolling other people in supporting this organization. As soon as I reached out to people, they were like, oh, I would love to help you. I've been waiting for you to ask me. Like, I'd be honored to do this. So thinking I had to do it all on my own. I think I had this notion of how it had to look. And if I didn't do it all by myself, then it wasn't mine and I wasn't capable. And that's just silly. I see that really just asking for contribution and getting people to participate in it is not just great for me, but wow, it's so empowering to other people as well. Right? Yeah. Why doesn't everybody get the opportunity to make a difference?
Yeah. Or to contribute in whatever way that they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Absolutely. So cool. Where can people find you or learn more about you?
So people can find us online at www.pinupgirl.org. We'll be retooling that website soon, so watch for that because it's going to be amazing. And then we're on Facebook at Pinup Girl, and we are on Instagram at pinupgirl.worldwide.
Okay, awesome. And then if people want to contribute to your organization, how do they do that?
They can email us directly. We're pinupgirlinfo@gmail.com. They can email us and talk to us about that, and we have something set up. That's also going to be something that's going to be coming on the website soon. So it'll be a click of a button and you can donate to our cause, which would be amazing.
Awesome. I love it. Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to offer our viewers?
Yeah, I'd really like to offer one that if you are a woman and you want to become a pinup girl, get a hold of us, get to the website. There's instructions on there on how to become a pinup girl yourself, how to get a pin. Do that. Get a pin for yourself. And then I would say, honestly, for business owners or anyone out there hustling, if you're doing what you love, it won't feel like a hustle, really. It's, I found there's like a sort of relentlessness and a boundless energy that I have for this because I'm passionate about it. it is the labor of love, definitely.
That is awesome. Yeah. I mean, I find it the same way, right? Different things that I do in a day where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I could just like talk to people all day or continue this conversation. And it's like not a problem. Whereas I talk to other people and they're like, how do you talk to people all day? Like, aren't you tired? I'm like, no, this is great.
Yeah, it's awesome. That's
So,
great. I love it.
yeah. Awesome. Last question. Tell me what's most inspiring to you today.
I'm so inspired by the women around me. Wow, I think we see it everywhere. There are women unifying and coming together and standing up and being like, nope, this is not acceptable. There are so many women out there right now speaking up and speaking out against the standard of living that we have and how unworkable it is. There's the girls in Calgary that organized a walkout at their school at 12 Mile Coulee School. Because they felt that they were being harassed and there's abuse against women that they shouldn't be tolerating. This is high school girls.
Wow.
This is resonating with women everywhere, and that women everywhere are speaking up and letting their voices be heard and really coming together to make a difference and change the way we live. That it's so inspiring. It's amazing to watch.
Yeah. Wow. That's so cool. I didn't know that happened. That's really cool. Especially
Yeah.
when it becomes like a community thing and people come together,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think ultimately is like what you're all about anyways. Like that's the whole point of Pinup Girl.
Definitely. Yeah, it's community, and it's all of us coming together and supporting each other. We are half the population. We could support each other. Really.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
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 Very cool. Awesome. Okay. Well, thanks for being on this interview, Steph. Before we end, is there any final words or any last things you'd like to say?
No, you know what? Thanks for having me. This has been amazing, Julia.
Yeah. Thanks for enlightening us on Pinup Girl and what it's all about. I love it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Bye, Steph.
Bye.